What's going on, drivers? Ryan here. We're back at it again with another review. Today we're driving my dad's 1959 Triumph TR-3A, a car that is almost as old as he is. My dad was born in 1955 by the way. This car is powered by a little 4-cylinder motor. I'm not exactly sure about the displacement, but it produces 110 horsepower to the crank, and it's connected up to a 4-speed gearbox that does not have a synchronized first gear, but what it does have is an overdrive switch, which is right here next to me on the steering wheel. And what overdrive is it allows me, when I'm in third but preferably fourth gear, it allows me to change the gear ratios on the fly when I'm on the highway so that I can get better gas mileage and also cruise at a lower RPM. The car has a top speed of around 95 miles an hour, so it's not super fast, and the acceleration isn't great either, but it handles like a dream. It's extremely low to the ground. It's probably lower than a low Miata, if you think about it. Our friend Matt has a Miata, and David and I were talking, and we're pretty sure that this is lower than his car is. Another interesting thing about this car is that here on the steering wheel, you've got one thing and one thing only. And that one thing is your turning indicator. Basically, what you do is you select what way you want to go, or what way you're turning, that is, and then this little orange light right here flashes. And it doesn't really give you any hint of what the direction is, it just kind of is. So it's kind of hard to tell whether or not you're going left or you're going right. Another thing that this car has is kind of like a universal not good light, which is this red light right next to the orange light on the dash here. And then we've got these huge Jaeger gauges, which are absolutely beautiful. So you got RPM, you've got speed in miles per hour, you've got oil pressure, water temperature, amperage for the battery, and your fuel level. Now the one thing about these gauges is I wouldn't necessarily trust them. They're not exactly the most accurate thing on the planet Earth, which is kind of funny. Another thing that this car doesn't have is power steering and power brakes. So when you're in the driveway, you're not going very fast, you gotta wrestle the thing. And when you're stopping, you kind of gotta stomp on that brake pedal. It's very firm and it's hard to grab. It has discs in the front and drums in the back. And it's got 2 SU carburetors up front that feed the motor. And it's just an absolutely amazing car to drive because of how well it handles. So even though you might not be going super fast, you're still having a really fun time doing it. Now this car is owned by my dad. He bought it in, I believe, 1995. He bought it from the original owner's son after the original owner passed away. And the car is completely original. The cover that's on the steering wheel, original. The only things that have been replaced are the rubbers in the car and one of the 2 mirrors on the outside because one got hit in our garage by a piece of wood. But other than that, everything else on the car is original, which is amazing. It's amazing to be able to see this car from 1959 that still runs and drives, and it's almost completely original. And even the steering wheel cover is put on there by the original owner, which is just amazing history. As of filming, the car has 59,531 miles on the odometer. And it's just an awesome car to drive. Like, you cannot, it's one of those cars that you just can't get enough of. Because you just put your foot down and you have a great time. This is one of those cars that you won't, that unless you go to a British car show, you won't see very often, because honestly, they rust out. And the ones that don't rust out break down, which is kind of sad. And I wish it wasn't that way, because these cars are an absolute joy to drive, and everyone should get the chance to drive one of these cars. So anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in again. I'm hoping you enjoyed the video, and I'm glad you watched. If you did, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, you know the business. And I mean, if you want, subscribe to our other channels too, which are Fluorovium Gaming and FL Vlogs, which are our tech gaming and vlogs channel. Which is, and I mean, if you want to subscribe, it'd be great, because we really appreciate that. We're a small channel and we got a ways to go, but can't wait to see where the future takes us. So without further ado, guys, take it easy and keep on driving. Ryan out.